Hello guys, and today we're going to be again having some cool old fashioned sword duels on top of a mountain. So now over here we have Kenya versus Obi-Wan, so let's see how this goes. Okay, starting off pretty strong. King is a pretty powerful unit, even though I don't really think that he will be able to defeat Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi did have the low ground there for a bit, but now he's on the high ground. We're having a good old-fashioned sword duel with a couple of force abilities, though. There we are, red team victory. On to our next battle. Right, actually, let's now do two Kings versus Obi-Wan Kenobi, so let's see how this goes right now. Hopefully they don't all fly forge. Oh, okay, I think one. Oh, that was a big fall. The King did survive though. Okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi has the high ground right now. He's using it pretty well. Yeah, it seems like Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to take down this guy because he has a high ground. We might get one King kill over here. Honestly, this King is such a cool unit, not gonna lie. He is now possessing the high ground. They're kind of switching between high ground and low ground every single time. It seems like Obi-Wan Kenobi is losing this a little bit over here. Oh, he's using the force abilities now. Now I think he might win. He does have getting a little bit of a trade, and he's getting killed over here pretty nicely, but he does have the force abilities. Okay, one of the Kings is dead. Now we only have this guy who can easily be tossed around using the force ability. Oh, he is still alive though. Okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi does have a high ground right now, throwing a little bit of sword strikes. Okay, so far, okay, now the King has the high ground, but Anakin, well, not Anakin, Obi-Wan Kenobi used his force, and there we are. On to the next. Right, so now we have the Emperor versus the King, so let's see how this goes. I imagine, actually think the King is going to win. The King is a pretty powerful unit. The Roman Emperor isn't really that good right now. Yeah, and again, he's getting pretty good parried over here. A lot of parrying going on over here. The King, though, using some somersault attack, which seems to be going pretty effective. He's on the ground now. Oh, he twisted it back around. Oh, and he's also using a great technique with his sword. Oh, that was a big hit. They're both just now tumbling down the mountain with some nice epic sword strikes. Then the King definitely is having the upper hand right now, at least I think. Look at all of his moves that he's pulling off, and he constantly has the high ground, which is very good for him. I mean, just look at all these sword strikes. This is definitely going to be a cool one. The Emperor, to be fair, though, is doing also pretty well, but the King is absolutely just destroying him with these parries. Yeah, look at that hit. Look at that nice hit. The only way the Emperor can win now is if he pushes the King off the edge, which actually could happen. However, I don't think it's that likely to happen. And there we are, the King did win. On to the next battle. Right, so now we have the English King versus the English King, so let's see how the Kings do. The Kings are both fighting each other. Seems like they got each other in a kind of a little bit of a grab. They kind of hit each other off of it. Seems like they might actually... this was actually pretty equal because, of course, very cool. So far, I think the Blue King... Oh no, the Red King has the upper hand right now. Oh, it seems like the Red King is really doing a lot of damage to the Blue King. However, who knows, maybe they're secretly... Okay, they're all falling down the mountain. Oh, okay, there we are. Blue team victory. Let's do another one like this. Okay, now we have restarted, so let's see how this goes again. I imagine this is going to go pretty much the same way. Hopefully they don't both fall off right now. We're kind of spinning around wildly over here. We're tumbling down. Maybe we should do this not in this mountain. This might be the actual reason. Yeah, okay, let's do this in another place. There we are. Now that we're on equal ground, maybe this should be better. Okay, the Red King is actually a little bit bigger than the Blue King right now. Oh, the Blue King is going in though. We're both going in. We're both using a lot of powers over here. Just look at all of these speed and moves. Look at his absolute agility. Then this is definitely going to be a battle for the ages. Whenever these two kings fight, it's always the battle for the ages. They're so good at it. So good at solo play. Definitely one of the most cleanest units there probably is in Tabs. Just look at all the amount of parries they got. Oh, that's a nice strike right in there. Okay. Seems like the Blue King is winning right now. Ooh, the Red King is doing pretty well, to be fair. It's actually, I think, winning a little bit slightly over here. I think the Blue King does have a better technique. Oh, the Red King, though, doing some nice strikes over here. Oh, and getting a couple of free hits as well. Okay, the Blue King though striking again pretty hard. Then the Blue King is really going ham right now. This is a pretty cool fight, just them beating each other again. Oh, the Blue Team's really pushing it now and really stabbing the Red King. The Red King though still using his same stance again, spinning around wildly. Oh, the Blue King has regained his former stance, which is a pretty good stance. Okay, the Blue King has some powers. He did a cool front flip. Now they're both kind of biting into each other again. Seems right now that oh, the Red King actually won. Wow, that was insane. I actually thought the Blue King had it, but I guess the Red's technique was better. What the next? Right, so now we have a King versus some gladiators, so I'm excited to see how this goes. I imagine this is going to go pretty well for the... Oh, that was an absolute smash. The King got absolutely pummeled there. Now he has to fight all of these guys on his own. He's probably going to be able to take them down. They are pretty weak though. I just wanted to see the initial charge of the gladiators. Oh, we're kind of pushing him back though. Yeah, they really got him in a corner here, and they're all... I don't really think a lot of them are dead. Oh yeah, there we are, we won. On to the next battle. So now we have two Centurions versus the King, so let's see how this goes. I imagine this is going to go in the King's favor. I think, you know, he's a little bit more better. Sure, they do have a numbers advantage, but as we've seen there, the King is very good at parrying and the sword fighting. All of the skill, the plays he can pull off is insane. He is getting pretty comboed heavily right here, but maybe he's actually doing a lot of damage. He really needs to just kill one of them. If he kills one of them, he has a lot higher chances of winning right now. So far, he's doing pretty well, I would say. He's getting a little bit lost, dizzy. Oh, one of them is dead. Yeah, I think he... Oh no, he's actually not dead. He actually just was pretending. Okay, now I think he's totally dead. There we are. So now it's a 1v1. And I don't think that the Centurion has the best chances of 1v1 the King. There we are, on to the next battle. Alright, so now we have some elite soldiers from Athens, so let's see how they do. I imagine they're going to do pretty well, I would say. They're pretty strong units. Yeah, they're actually very strong units. They're all commanders, they're all leaders. They should be able to kill him. Not really that much of a problem. Okay, so far they're actually all still alive. He's getting gambit a little bit over here. Okay, one of them is dead over here. However, he still has to take out these two, and yeah, there we are, on to the next battle. Now we have Leonidas versus the King, so let's see how this goes. Okay, that was a nice good strike, another good strike. There's actually going to be a lot of quick strikes over here. That's another quick strike. So far the battle is going pretty well. I don't really know who's going to win right now. It seems like Leonidas has a little bit of a more aggressive approach, of course. However, they both have a very aggressive approach, and they're really both bashing each other with it. Seems like Leonidas is having a bit of an upper hand. However, the King is also kind of struggling over here. Ooh, maybe he's actually just pretending. Okay, now they're clashing blades for real over here. The King is spinning around using his maneuverability pretty well. A lot of parrying goes down. Okay, that was a nice quick hit. The King is going down though a lot though. He's falling down though. Oh, now the King is really standing up. Now the King is having a true battle brawl. Yeah, he's got him by the neck. Oh, there we are. The Roman Emperor did actually win. On to the next battle. Right, so now it's him versus Napoleon and his generals. Let's see how this goes. Napoleon's generals are very good, and Napoleon himself, okay. The French general has kind of caught him down. Veracruz actually just pile driving him over here with her swords. This is a violent clash over here. This is definitely one for the ages. Oh, the King though, the King not giving up, fighting pretty good for his people, using a lot of his abilities, all of the parries in the world. He's very good at parrying though. Yeah, he's keeping them parry pretty good. A lot of parries go on with the King. Okay, he's kind of using his maneuverability to kill all of them. I don't think he'll be able to kill all of them. Yeah, there we are. On to the next battle. Okay, now what if we make this an actual fair fight? Maybe this time Napoleon can actually lose this time. Okay, Napoleon has a little bit of a more aggressive playstyle right now. Oh, that's a lot of bashes. That's a lot of trading. Seems like the King... I think the King will win. He should win, definitely. Wow, the king though having a lot of power behind his wings. Yeah, it seems like Napoleon can't really match his power of aggression. The king's really going in all in over here. He might be taking a little bit of damage, a lot of damage. They're both taking a lot of damage. This is definitely going to be pretty close though. Okay, they're both standing up. April standing strong, trading hits, trading clashes. Olaf has a nice backstab hit. Yeah, the king though really putting all in all his work right here. Napoleon though too, they're actually all pretty good. I think the king might actually be losing this. Although not gonna lie, Napoleon's doing pretty well right now. With all of his powerful clashes. Seems like he's on top a little bit right now. Ooh, the king though uses his superior power and his technique to do more damage. Oh, Napoleon. Right guys, so now we have how about the general. This is going to be a little bit easier. This is definitely not going to be as a quick battle. Ooh, a lot of trading hits. They're not trading hits as fast, but the parries are still coming in pretty frequently and pretty quickly over here. The king really likes to go all in, which is pretty good for him. Seems like the king is winning right now. This should go in the king's favor, I believe. I think I don't really know who's winning right now. Okay, the king seems like he's doing a little bit of a better job parrying. The general though coming back pretty strong right now with all of his attacks. Using all of his superior moves, the general really does everything. Seems like the king though. Oh, the king got a couple of good hits in. Yeah, the king is getting a couple of good hits in every single turn. Oh, and he's getting a lot more hits in right now. Okay, we're doing some more trading. A lot of trading going on over here. Seems like they might both actually be on pretty low health. I'm actually just going to take like 5 more parries, 6. This actually can go on for pretty a long time. With the king though doing a lot of power. They're both lying down now. Okay, the general kind of got back up a little bit faster. They're both still fighting. It seems like the king is getting a little bit more easier hits. Oh, the king is really going all in. He's really trying to do his best over here. I think the king might win, and oh no, the general actually wins. There we are. How about the pirate queen? Let's see if the pirate queen can defeat him. I imagine the pirate queen can defeat him. She's pretty bigger than him. She has a decent size advantage. Oh, and the bombs are pretty good now. Okay, where did the emperor? Wait a second. Where is he right now? Maybe he's in the ground. Okay. Oh no, there he is. There we are. Oh, we're actually on pretty low health though. This should be pretty interesting. Okay, this might actually be a pretty close fight. There we are. On to the next. Okay guys, so now we have a pirate captain, so let's see how the captain does. I imagine the captain is going to lose this. The king though has been running out of steam a little bit today. Oh, he's bringing a little bit of more power over here now. This seems like the king might be able to do this pretty good over here. The king is using his superior technique, which he used to win in the king versus king. Yeah, the king though, okay, he switched his technique. The king is a very good unit right here. Absolutely amazing unit. The captain, he's not really anything special, more like just a sword melee unit. We're actually fighting pretty good though, not as fastly or as confidently, but pretty good. Okay, a lot of parries. It seems like the king really wants to trade a lot with his parries, which is pretty good for him. Oh, that's a nice parry, okay. Enough, a little bit more parrying. That's a little bit more equal parrying. Dang, the king really going all in with the parries right now. Pretty much parrying every second. Then throwing that and absolutely slashing the captain. However, the captain keeps coming back. The captain can't really lose quite that easily. Okay, dang, the king's really got some moves over here. Oh, but the king did actually go down to the pirate. Slashed over here. There we are guys, I think this is going to be it for this episode. If you enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.